Next generation batteries will need to find a way of improving energy density, reducing charging time, and lengthening battery life, while also eliminating the slightly inconvenient potential hazard of spontaneous combustion that existing lithium-ion batteries can suffer from. The answer to that conundrum, according to most industry experts, will be solid-state batteries.
Imagine a world where your phone, car, or even your home's power source runs out of juice instantly and without warning. But what if I told you there's a game-changing technology that promises to eliminate these fears forever? Solid-state batteries, more powerful, safer, and faster than anything we've ever seen, are not just on the horizon.
That was the accepted wisdom until recently. Now though, a large and very well-established Japanese battery and supercapacitor maker called Murata has announced it'll begin mass-producing a market-ready, all-solid-state battery.
They're already being developed. But here's the catch. The race to unlock their potential is more intense than ever. Some nations are betting everything on this breakthrough, while others are falling dangerously behind. What's at stake? The future of energy itself. As lithium-ion batteries continue to evolve, both in performance and cost-effectiveness, the buzz around solid-state batteries, ASSBs, remains undiminished. These next-generation power sources are attracting significant attention due to their potential to offer superior energy density and enhanced safety compared to traditional lithium-ion technology. Solid-state batteries are poised to transform multiple industries, including automotive, consumer electronics, and renewable energy storage. However, despite their potential, the journey to widespread commercialization is complex, and there are still hurdles to overcome. One of the key advantages of solid-state batteries is their ability to deliver a higher energy density. This translates to longer-lasting power, which is particularly crucial for electric vehicles, EVs, and portable electronics that demand both high energy storage and quick charging capabilities. Additionally, the solid-state design offers greater safety by reducing the risks of leakage and fire hazards, problems often associated with lithium-ion batteries. As these batteries do not rely on liquid electrolytes, they are less likely to experience the overheating or short-circuiting that can lead to catastrophic failures in lithium-ion cells. However, despite these advantages, solid-state batteries are not yet widely available. The process of developing them has proven to be more challenging than initially anticipated, with numerous technical and manufacturing issues slowing their progression. One of the primary challenges is achieving consistent and cost-effective production at scale. Currently, solid-state batteries remain largely experimental, with prototypes being tested by various companies and researchers around the world. Despite these hurdles, the potential for these batteries to revolutionize industries cannot be denied, making them a focal point of research and development. In terms of geographic distribution, the race to develop and commercialize solid-state batteries is concentrated in just a few countries, with Japan, China, and South Korea taking the lead. These nations have made significant investments in advancing the technology, aiming to establish themselves as key players in the next generation of energy storage solutions. According to TrendForce, a leading provider of market intelligence based in Taipei, Japan, is currently the front-runner in the solid-state battery race, bolstered by the government's commitment to funding this technology. In 2024, Japan allocated more than $660 million to support the research and development of all solid-state batteries, ASSBs, which are considered a vital component of future energy systems. Japan's aggressive approach to solid-state battery development is part of a broader strategy to regain its former dominance in battery technology. Historically, Japan was a world leader in the production of lithium-ion batteries, which have powered everything from mobile phones to electric cars. At its peak, Japan controlled more than 90% of the global market share for lithium-ion batteries. However, by 2015, Japan's market share had dropped dramatically to just 50%, and today it accounts for less than 6% of the global market. This significant decline can be attributed to the rapid expansion of Chinese and South Korean companies, which have invested heavily in lithium-ion battery technology. making Japan's position less competitive in recent years. Despite this decline, Japan is determined to reclaim its leadership in the field of next-generation batteries. The country has positioned itself as a global leader in the development of solid-state technology, with several key players in the automotive and electronics sectors making major investments in ASSBs. Toyota, for instance, is one of the most prominent companies involved in the development of solid-state batteries. The automotive giant has made impressive strides in securing solid-state battery patents, with the company currently holding over 1,000 patents related to this technology. Toyota is also gearing up to mass-produce these batteries by 2027 or 2020, with the goal of equipping their future EV models with this cutting-edge technology. While Toyota has made the most notable progress in solid-state battery development, other Japanese automakers, such as Nissan and Honda, are also actively working to establish in-house solid-state battery manufacturing lines. This concerted effort by Japanese car makers underscores the country's drive to regain its competitive edge in the electric vehicle market, which is expected to be heavily influenced by the availability of solid-state batteries in the coming years. On a broader scale, Japan is not alone in its pursuit of solid-state battery technology. The competition is fierce, with China, South Korea, and several European countries also making significant investments in research and development. In particular, Chinese companies have been making notable progress in solid-state battery innovation, helped by government backing and the country's dominance in the global battery supply chain. Similarly, South Korean companies, such as Samsung and LG, have been making strides in developing solid-state batteries, drawing on their extensive experience in battery technology and their existing market presence. The race to commercialize solid-state batteries is not just about securing patents or developing cutting-edge technologies. It is also about establishing a competitive supply chain. Japan has made significant headway in this regard, with the country steadily building a supply chain to support the mass production of ASSBs. This includes securing raw materials, developing manufacturing capabilities, and establishing partnerships with key stakeholders in the industry. By securing a dominant position in the supply chain, Japan aims to ensure that it can meet the anticipated demand for solid-state batteries, particularly as the global electric vehicle market continues to grow. The potential for solid-state batteries to transform the energy landscape is immense. These batteries promise not only to enhance the performance of electric vehicles, but also to provide a safer, more reliable energy source for a range of other applications, including grid storage and portable electronics. However, the path to widespread adoption of solid-state batteries is still fraught with challenges. It will take time for manufacturers to overcome the technical and economic barriers that currently limit their scalability and affordability. As the development of solid-state batteries continues, it is clear that Japan is at the forefront of this technology. With its government's significant financial support and its company's ongoing commitment to research and development. Yet, Japan is not alone in this race, with China, South Korea, and others actively working to bring solid-state batteries to market. The global competition in the battery space is intensifying, and it remains to be seen which country or company will ultimately lead the way in the commercialization of this promising technology. In the coming years, as more companies move from prototype samples to engineering-scale production, solid-state batteries are expected to face challenges, including high production costs that could initially increase product prices. However, these costs are expected to decrease over time as production volumes rise and economies of scale come into play. According to market forecasts, if production volumes exceed 10 gigawatt-hours by 2030, the price of solid-state batteries could fall to approximately CNY 1, roughly 14 cents per one, making them more affordable for widespread use. This price drop, coupled with rapid market expansion, could see prices decline even further by 2035, making solid-state batteries a viable option for mass-market applications across the globe. Japan's efforts to regain its position as a leader in battery technology, particularly in the development of solid-state batteries, are more pronounced than ever. Once at the forefront of lithium-ion battery production, Japan now faces the challenge of reclaiming its lost market share in the wake of the rapid growth of Chinese and South Korean companies. The path to achieving this is through innovation and significant investment in next-generation battery technologies, with solid-state batteries being the central focus. Historically, Japan was the dominant player in the global lithium-ion battery market, which powered a wide array of devices, ranging from mobile phones to electric vehicles, EVs. By the early 2000s, Japan's companies, including Sony, Panasonic, and Toshiba, were pioneers in the development and commercialization of lithium-ion technology, propelling the country to a commanding position in the global battery market. At its peak, Japan accounted for more than 90% of the global market share for lithium-ion batteries, solidifying its status as the world's leading producer of these energy storage devices. However, by 2015, Japan's dominance in the lithium-ion market began to wane. The rapid expansion of China's and South Korea's battery industries, particularly with major players like BYD and LG Chem, started to eat into Japan's market share. By 2024, Japan's share of the global lithium-ion battery market had fallen to less than 6%. This decline can be attributed to several factors, including increased competition, the relocation of manufacturing plants to lower-cost regions, and Japan's slower response to the shifting dynamics in the battery industry. As a result, Japan's once formidable position in battery technology was significantly reduced. Recognizing the need to adapt to the changing landscape, Japan has focused its efforts on developing solid-state batteries as the next evolution in energy storage technology. Solid-state batteries are seen as a potential solution to many of the limitations of lithium-ion batteries, including safety concerns and energy density. Unlike lithium-ion batteries, which use liquid electrolytes that can pose a fire risk if damaged, solid-state batteries employ solid electrolytes that are inherently safer. Additionally, they offer higher energy density, which translates into longer-lasting power storage, a key requirement for electric vehicles and other high-demand applications. Japan's focus on solid-state technology has been underpinned by a concerted push from both the government and industry leaders. The Japanese government has recognized the strategic importance of solid-state batteries for the country's economic and technological future. In 2024, Japan allocated more than $660 million to support research and development efforts focused on all-solid-state batteries, ASSBs, aiming to accelerate the commercialization of this technology. The government's investment is part of a broader strategy to revitalize Japan's position in the global battery market and secure its role as a leader in next-generation energy storage solutions. The investment in ASSB technology is also part of Japan's effort to reassert its leadership in the global electric vehicle market. Japanese automakers, particularly Toyota, have been at the forefront of solid-state battery research, with the company actively working on developing a commercially viable solid-state battery. Toyota has already secured over 1,000 patents related to solid-state batteries and plans to begin mass production of these batteries by 2027 or 2020. The company views solid-state batteries as a key enabler of the future of electric vehicles, offering not only greater energy efficiency, but also improved safety. Toyota is not alone in its pursuit of solid-state technology. Other major Japanese automakers, including Nissan and Honda, have also made significant investments in the development of solid-state batteries. These companies are working to establish in-house manufacturing capabilities for solid-state batteries, recognizing the potential to integrate the technology into their future EV models. The competition among Japanese automakers to secure a leading position in the solid-state battery market is intense, with each company racing to develop a commercially viable product. The Japanese government has been instrumental in supporting this push for solid-state battery development. In addition to providing funding for research and development, the government has facilitated collaboration between industry players, academic institutions, and research organizations. This has helped Japan establish a strong foundation for the development of solid-state batteries, ensuring that the country remains competitive in the global energy storage market. As Japan works to establish itself as a leader in solid-state battery technology, it is also focusing on building a robust supply chain to support the mass production of these batteries. The development of a secure and reliable supply chain is crucial to ensuring the consistent availability of materials, manufacturing equipment, and expertise needed to scale up production. Japan has already made significant progress in this area, with several key partnerships established between automakers, battery manufacturers, and material suppliers. In addition to the development of solid-state batteries, Japan has also been working on creating a supportive regulatory environment to foster innovation and investment in the battery industry. The country's commitment to promoting sustainability and reducing carbon emissions has further incentivized the push for clean energy technologies, including electric vehicles and renewable energy storage systems. Solid-state batteries are seen as a key component of Japan's efforts to achieve its long-term sustainability goals, as they offer a cleaner and more efficient energy storage solution compared to traditional lithium-ion batteries. While Japan's efforts to develop solid-state batteries are commendable, the country faces significant competition from other nations, particularly China and South Korea. These countries have made substantial investments in battery technology and are rapidly catching up to Japan in terms of both research and development and commercialization. China, for instance, is home to some of the world's largest battery manufacturers, including KTL, which has become a dominant player in the global battery market. South Korea, meanwhile, is home to LG Chem and Samsung SDI, both of which are making strides in solid-state battery research. China, in particular, has been making significant headway in the development of solid-state batteries. The country's government has provided substantial funding to support battery research, and Chinese companies are making rapid progress in advancing solid-state battery technology. As a result, China is expected to become a major player in the global solid-state battery market, posing a direct challenge to Japan's aspirations of reasserting its leadership in this space. South Korea, too, is a formidable competitor in the solid-state battery race. South Korean companies, such as Samsung and LG Chem, have been investing heavily in solid-state battery research, and they are well positioned to capitalize on the growing demand for next-generation batteries. The country's advanced manufacturing capabilities and expertise in battery technology give South Korea a competitive edge as it looks to establish itself as a leader in the solid-state battery market. Despite the intense competition, Japan remains a key player in the global battery market, particularly in the field of solid-state batteries. The country's significant investment in research and development, combined with its strong patent portfolio and manufacturing capabilities, gives it a solid foundation from which to build its future success in this space. However, Japan will need to continue to innovate and collaborate with international partners to maintain its position in the face of fierce competition from China, South Korea, and other countries. As the development of solid-state batteries progresses, Japan's role in this emerging market will be closely watched. The country's ambition to lead the way in next-generation energy storage technology is evident, and its commitment to achieving this goal is clear. However, the race to commercialize solid-state batteries is still in its early stages, and it remains to be seen which country or company will ultimately come out on top. The potential benefits of solid-state batteries are immense, and their widespread adoption could have a transformative impact on industries ranging from electric vehicles to renewable energy. As Japan and other countries continue to invest in research and development, the coming years will be crucial in determining how quickly these technologies can be scaled up and brought to market. What is certain, however, is that solid-state batteries represent the future of energy storage, and Japan is determined to play a leading role in this exciting new era. The global race to develop and commercialize solid-state batteries is intensifying, and while Japan has made significant strides in this area, other countries are quickly catching up. As more nations invest heavily in research and development, the competition is becoming fiercer, and it is clear that the market for these next-generation batteries will be highly contested. The involvement of China, South Korea, Europe, and the United States has injected additional momentum into the development of solid-state battery technology, with expectations that global production could reach gigawatt-hour (GWh) levels by 2027. Despite Japan's leading position in the development of all-solid-state batteries (ASSBs), these other regions are actively working to challenge its dominance. China, in particular, is emerging as a formidable competitor in the solid-state battery race. With its well-established battery manufacturing sector, the country is leveraging its manufacturing capabilities and expertise in mass production to push forward with solid-state battery development. The Chinese government has been a key player in this push, providing substantial funding for research and development, while also supporting efforts to build a domestic supply chain for next-generation battery technologies. In addition to this, China's rapid advancements in the electric vehicle market are closely tied to the development of solid-state batteries, as these batteries promise to deliver the long-range, fast-charging capabilities required for EVs. China's ability to scale up production and drive down costs is a significant advantage, and the country's strong market presence in the battery sector places it in a strong position to compete with Japan in the solid-state battery space. South Korea, too, is making notable progress in the development of solid-state batteries. Companies like Samsung and LG Chem, both of which are already leaders in lithium-ion battery production, have been investing heavily in research and development aimed at solid-state technologies. These companies have the manufacturing expertise and resources to transition quickly from prototype to commercial-scale production, and they are well positioned to capitalize on the growing demand for high-performance batteries in the electric vehicle market. South Korea's strong focus on innovation and technological advancements in the battery sector gives it a competitive edge, as does the country's robust industrial base. The combination of government support, private sector investment, and a well-developed infrastructure makes South Korea a key player in the global solid-state battery race. In addition to these Asian powerhouses, Europe and the United States are also making significant strides in solid-state battery development. The European Union has long prioritized renewable energy and green technologies, and the development of solid-state batteries fits neatly into this agenda. European companies and research institutions are focusing on overcoming the technical challenges associated with solid-state battery production, including issues related to cost, scalability, and materials. The EU has provided funding and incentives to encourage the growth of its battery sector, and as a result, several European manufacturers are now developing solid-state battery technologies, with a focus on sustainability. Europe's emphasis on clean energy solutions positions it as a key player in the global battery market, and the development of solid-state batteries is central to this strategy. Similarly, the United States is home to a growing number of companies that are actively working on solid-state battery research. American companies like QuantumScape and Solid Power have garnered attention for their advancements in solid-state technology, with both companies aiming to revolutionize the energy storage industry. The U.S. government has also played a significant role in supporting battery innovation, particularly through its focus on reducing reliance on foreign energy sources and ensuring the country's technological leadership in key sectors like energy storage. The growing demand for electric vehicles in the U.S. has provided an added incentive for the development of solid-state batteries, with several automakers, including Ford and General Motors, already investing in solid-state battery projects. As the U.S. continues to expand its EV market, the demand for higher capacity, safer, and more efficient batteries will only increase, making solid-state batteries a critical component of the country's energy future. While these countries and regions are rapidly advancing in solid-state battery development, the path to commercialization is far from straightforward. One of the key challenges facing solid-state battery technology is the high cost of production. Early-stage manufacturing of solid-state batteries is expensive due to the specialized materials and complex manufacturing processes required. As a result, the initial cost of solid-state batteries is likely to be significantly higher than that of traditional lithium-ion batteries, which could make them less attractive to consumers and manufacturers in the short term. Despite these challenges, there is optimism that the price of solid-state batteries will decrease over time as production scales up and more efficient manufacturing techniques are developed. According to market projections, the cost of solid-state batteries could begin to decrease once global production reaches a threshold of around 10 gigawatt-hours by 2030. At this point, the price per watt-hour solid-state batteries is expected to drop significantly, making them more competitive with lithium-ion batteries. It is estimated that by 2030, the price of solid-state batteries could fall to approximately CNY 1 watt, roughly 14 cents per watt, a significant reduction from their current cost. This price drop would make solid-state batteries more accessible to a wider range of industries, including electric vehicles, consumer electronics, and grid storage. By 2035, prices could continue to decline further, with estimates suggesting that the cost could fall to as low as CNY 0.6-0.7/d. This would position solid-state batteries as a viable alternative to traditional lithium-ion batteries for many applications, opening the door for mass-market adoption. Another issue is the supply of key materials needed for the production of solid-state batteries. Solid-state batteries require specific materials, such as solid electrolytes, which can be difficult and expensive to produce in large quantities. This dependence on rare and specialized materials could pose challenges for manufacturers as they attempt to scale production. As a result, the development of alternative materials, or more efficient methods of producing solid-state batteries, will be essential for reducing costs and ensuring a reliable supply chain.